Welcome to the Unitarian Universal Society of Schenectady. My name is LB. As a non-binary genderqueer dad to two uniquely awesome queer spawn. Yes, queer spawn is the word, the technical word to describe kids of queer parents. So two uniquely awesome queer spawn. It sounds kind of sci-fi, doesn't it? Little like kind of sci-fi, a little weird and somehow perfect. I'm also a bonus parent to another two kids, four dogs, and an Altamont Fair goldfish that is the size of a small turtle and will likely outlive all of the other animals in the house. And any pronouns work for me. Thank you for coming into this circle of caring people on this beautiful June morning. I'm delighted to co-lead the service today with the Reverend Lynn Gardner. She and they pronouns fit for Lynn. This morning, we hope to guide our journey through curiosity, finding shared meaning together, and as the title of the service implies, a little fun and play. Actually, a lot of fun and play. So be prepared for a lot of fun and play. You already see the bananas around the room. Wherever you are on your journey of finding truth and meaning, whether you arrive joyous or with a heavy heart, we're grateful that you have chosen to be here this morning, and we hope you find connection and peace during your time here today.
This story is called Trust Falls. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who grew up in a family with two big sisters, a mom and a dad, and a dog who wasn't very smart, but who had a really big heart. They lived on a street with lots of other families of different sizes and shapes. Some families spoke English, some spoke Spanish, some spoke Portuguese, some spoke all three. The little girl loved to swing on the yellow swing that hung from the really big tree in her backyard. She would swing for what felt like hours, sailing back and forth, going as high as possible. She also loved to skate. She would skate as fast as she could up and down the sidewalk. Her dad told her that maybe she could be a roller derby queen when she grew up. The little girl didn't know what roller derby was, but she thought that if it included skating really fast and being a queen, that it sounded pretty fun. She wanted to be able to do all the things that her big sisters did. That is still true today. Like read or play softball and ride bikes and find four-leaf clovers in the grass where they sat and talked with friends. Sometimes they would let her play, and sometimes they would help her learn new things, and sometimes they didn't, because that's usually how older siblings are. One of the games that they would play together was with their dad. You might know this game too. It's called Trust Falls. One person, usually someone smaller, stands with their hands out like this. Another person, usually a grown-up to be safer, stands behind them. And when the little girl would play, her father would stand behind her and say, "Are you ready?" "Ready," she'd say. "Okay, go." And then she would let herself fall back until he caught her. Sometimes she would fall only 3 inches, and then he would stand her back up. Sometimes she would fall halfway down before he caught her, and sometimes she would fall almost all the way to the floor. Every time her father caught her and helped her stand back up. It was exciting, and it was a little bit scary. She knew that if she didn't wait for the signal, or if she tried to catch herself, or if she bent in the middle, that she could get hurt. She had to listen and then let go and just fall and trust. Her dad knew how important this trust was and that he always needed to be there if he said he would be. The little girl is too big for trust falls with her dad now. But there are other things that she trusts. As she got bigger, she always felt that something was present, ready to catch her. It was as though there was a voice that her heart could hear, whispering, "Are you ready?" "Ready," she'd say. "Okay, go." And then she would do whatever the thing was that felt too big or too hard or too scary to do all her own. Things like going and sitting with a new kid at school or telling the truth about something that she had done that wasn't okay, or learning to dive off the high dive, or starting a business, or going to seminary, or moving across the country. So far, whenever she has listened and then let go, or trusted, or had faith, something has always caught her. Sometimes after a short time, sometimes after a ways, and sometimes after a long way down. Some of us have faith in community, some in love, some in the mystery, some trust in the energy of nature, some in God, some in a mix of those. Faith is when we're willing to commit to something even when we can't do it all on our own, and trust in something that we can't see to help with the rest. It can be scary. It can be exciting. Are you ready?
As you can tell, Lynn and I have enjoyed leaning hard into the theme this week. It's been a delight to imagine being silly for the sake of being silly. And what a revolutionary act it is to be silly just to be silly, especially in a church. Growing up in the Episcopal Church, the only time I heard laughter during a service was when our beloved Father Small would give his sermon. He was a big jovial type who was warm and quick to make a joke. But before his sermon and after it, it was back to the Catholic adjacent seriousness of worship. Designing a service around play just for the sake of play in a church setting is, in fact, in my opinion, revolutionary. Disruption, even in small doses, can be revolutionary. So thank you for playing along so far. For many folks, play and silliness sits just at the surface and can be activated in a moment. And for others of us, it takes us some time to warm up. If you find yourself in the latter camp and the silly parts of today have been uncomfortable for you, that's okay. We're all conditioned to lose that part of us, that connection to our child selves that thrived on play, that required play earlier or harder than others. And some of us just might be in heavier spirits today and can't access the joy or lightness despite a deep desire to. And if that's you, that is also 100% okay. This is not middle school. There's no peer pressure here to be anywhere but exactly where you are. You might just want to sit and observe others in their silliness and let the frivolity wash over you, or store it away for another lighter day. When I was a kid, play was everything. My parents worked all the time, and if they were home, they weren't the type to play with us. So my younger siblings and I were left to make our own fun. Some of it was mischievous, but most of it was harmless. We were young before the internet, so our childhood was mostly outside, busting out of our boredom by making forts or playing basketball, our hands black from the dirt, our feet black from running barefoot across the 2 yards we shared with my great aunt who lived next door. At the end of the day, we would file into our small upstairs apartment, our mother stopping us at the door and directing us straight to the bath where we were to scrub ourselves clean until all the dirt was washed away. It wasn't until years later that our mom told us that she used to throw a couple capfuls of bleach into our bath to kill any germs and make sure we were extra clean. Now, as adults, we were horrified when we learned this. My mother assured us we were fine, none of us were harmed, clearly, and she learned it from her mom growing up in Florida. And while there are many things I inherited from my mother, I can assure you that bathing my children with bleach, even in small amounts, is not one of them. My connection to play, especially play with my siblings, is so strong that there have been moments as a parent myself when I'm watching or playing with my own kids that if I close my eyes for a moment, I can feel my child self there, present, playing alongside my own kids. Like I have somehow time traveled and my child self has arrived to play with my kids. The only time I've ever experienced this has been through play. For me, play has been a portal of connection of past to present, a portal of connection and joy, a portal to help me feel younger, even when my child years get further away by the day. Now, the research says that being a dad is good for your health neurologically, hormonally, and socially. And despite all the research on dads being about cisgender men, we anecdotally know that all of those benefits and more happen to all kinds of people in parenting roles, be it human kids, animal kids, or other kinds of relationships that trigger that parental relationship. What the research has also shown us is that play is a big part of being a dad and parenting. The stereotypical dad joke is just one example of this. But let it be known that I know many, many moms and non-dads that tell great, corny jokes and are funny as hell. My mom is still one of the funniest and silliest people I know. The stereotypes that dads are the fun ones and moms are the serious ones is just one of the many ways patriarchy continues to worm its way into everyday life. I know we're having a lot of fun today, but give me a few brief moments to call out patriarchy because it's pesky and annoying and always a buzzkill. This will be brief and then we will get back to the fun. But we can't talk about Father's Day without naming patriarchy. Actually, I already have if you've missed it. The fact that the research on dads is almost exclusively on cisgender men, meaning men that are not transgender. Research excluding transgender people and their experiences of fatherhood is a form of patriarchy by way of something called cissexism, or the belief that being cisgender is exclusively normal and natural, and that gender is biologically defined. Now, to be clear, cisgender men themselves are not the problem. Patriarchy is the problem. So when researchers exclude transgender non-binary dads, it reinforces that only cisgender men are fathers, and the category of father is fixed and narrow. The current surge of Christian nationalism is also highly patriarchal. Many of this country's founding fathers were super patriarchal and super problematic, as we know, and some of them were Unitarians. Their patriarchy was interwoven with white supremacy, violence, classism, sexism, on and on, that we are still in an everyday fight to undo the damage of by reimagining and rebuilding a world that is fair for all of us. The impact of their fatherhood has been a legacy of trauma, one that we are continuing to heal from day by day, little by little, big steps and small along the way. One of those big steps was the federal recognition of Juneteenth in 2021, 156 years after the last enslaved person was freed. 156 years later. Some versions of fatherhood are harder to heal from. But Juneteenth is an example of the revolutionary will to persist and persist with joy and play. Juneteenth celebrations are rooted in fun, joy, play, and celebration. The day is meant to be reflective, not somber, and rooted in remembering the power of resistance and reclamation. And so many of us are reclaiming fatherhood and Father's Day. We are reclaiming ourselves from difficult relationships with our fathers. We are reclaiming the fatherhood from the narrow, stereotypical definition of dad that cannot contain our multitudes. We reclaim play when our parents didn't play with us. And we can claim fatherhood and build it without the patriarchy we inherited. Whatever journey you're on today, may the shared spirit of play, being silly, or corny dad jokes, brighten your day and remind you that joy and play are all part of the resistance to fascism. There's a reason comedians are so threatening to the powerful right now. Dad of three, Stephen Colbert, being a good example of that. Okay, a few dad jokes for fun. What's 90 degrees but covered with ice? Anybody know this one? The North and South Poles. Let's do a collective. Right, here we go. Knock, knock. Jackman. No, it's Hugh Jackman. I saw a video of someone telling that joke to Hugh Jackman, and it was awesome. I think he laughed for like 3 minutes straight. Okay, next one. What's blue and not very heavy? Say it louder. A light blue. Nice, good one. All right. What's the difference between the bird flu and the swine flu? We got nurses or doctors in the room. One requires treatment, and the other requires an ointment. We like that one back here. It's a hard last one. All right, last one. What did the baby corn say to the mama corn? Say it louder. Where's popcorn? Hey.
Did you hear the one about the windmill who liked music? He'd always been a heavy metal fan. My dad loved music too. He was also a mechanical engineer who had a ridiculously playful side. He would do things like tape comic strips to the baseboard for the dog. Or in the winter, when all the leaves fell off the fruitless mulberry tree in our front yard, Dad would go out and tie plastic fruit and flowers onto it just to watch people look curiously at the tree as they walked past. His work as a mechanical engineer was designing rides for amusement parks. He designed water rides specifically. Thank you, Dad, for Pirates of the Caribbean and Splash Mountain and anything that looks like a log. One of my favorite memories of Dad is the way that he would laugh when he would go to an amusement park where one of his rides were, and he would go to the sort of overlook bridge that's over a water ride where the splash part is. And people stand there waiting for the next log to come down so that they can get splashed and wet. People on the ride are screaming with joy. People on the bridge are bracing for the splash, but they're there for it. And there would be Dad laughing and laughing and laughing. So glad that people were gaining joy, that people were there for the explicit purpose of play. May we all have days like that where we laugh and laugh and laugh. Which brings us to more about laughter.
There are a lot of different types of yoga, but did you know that there is a type of yoga called laughter yoga? It is real. I actually experienced it for myself at a conference a few years ago. Laughter yoga was founded in 1995 by Mumbai family physician Dr. Madan Kataria and his wife Madhuri. It originated as a simple social club in a local park and has since grown into a global wellness movement practiced in 120 countries. Laughter doesn't need to come from comedy or being tickled, which some of us love and some of us loathe. Boundaries are important. Don't tickle people without their permission. The body doesn't differentiate between real or fake laughter. To the body, laughter is just laughter. And we know that laughter is contagious. Here's another great thing about laughter yoga. The only flexibility it requires is being flexible in how serious you take yourself. No downward dogs, no handstands, no flexible hamstrings or anything like that. In addition to flexibility, laughter yoga, like most things, requires a willingness to participate to get anything out of it. Now, as you can see, I'm seeing a lot of like worried looks, like, what are you going to make us do? I can see it in your eyes. Remember, the only thing that requires is it not to take yourself too seriously and to give it a try. That being said, I am not a certified instructor. I've experienced it. I did a little bit of research before I prepared for this to guide us through a few short laughter yoga activities so that we all can get a flavor of it. If you love it, go forth and Google, sign up for a conference or watch the videos online. It's quite fun. Or find a laughter yoga class near you. Okay, here's how this is going to go. Does anybody want to come up and help me prompt some laughter? Anybody feel like laughing a lot today? You can come right up here. If not, we're just going to do it. Yes. One. Heck yeah. More people. All right. Lars, I'm going to switch to letter A. Number A, please. Okay. I might have to put my hands on this. Okay. We ready, team? Team ready. Let's introduce ourselves first. Will you introduce yourself and then pass it down?
John.
John, pass it down.
Hi, everybody. Roxanne.
I'm Tim. Tom.
Let's give it up for our volunteers this morning. Okay, so here's what we're going to do to get warmed up. First, what we're going to do is we're going to let in a deep breath. Hold it. Then the exhale, we're just going to laugh. Everybody now, deep breath. Hold it, hold it. Exhale, laugh. One more time. Deep breath in. Hold it. Fake it till you make it. Exhale. I'm going to go up here, actually. All right. Good one. All right. In between each transition, this is one of my favorite parts. It's real corny, but we're going to do it anyways. Lean into the corny, okay? After each transition, we're going to do something that looks like, very good, yay! Ready? Lean into it. Ready? Very good, yay! All right, we're going to do that. We're going to do the deep breath one more time, and then we're going to do good, very good, yay. Okay, ready? Here we go. Deep breath in. Hold it. Exhale your laughter. All right, here we go. Very good, yay. Okay, next one. It's called fake it till you make it. We're just going to start laughing and see how long we can go and see how long, if it catches on, we laugh our way into Monday. So who wants, John, will you get us started with the laughter? Okay. Give us a good one. Take it. We got 2 glasses of milk, team. These are our 2 milkshakes. We got to mix them together. We go, and then drink our milkshakes. Ha, 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 ha. Keep going. Ha, 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 ha. Faster now. Go. One more time, faster, faster. Ready? Very good. Very good. Yay. All right. This one is the last one, and it might be the most relevant for us living in late stage capitalism in 2026. This is called the credit card bill laughter. You open up that credit card bill, or you open it up on your computer, or the restaurant, or you look at your gas pump receipt, or you look at your dinner out to what seems like a reasonable restaurant, and then you're like, can you believe this? Oh, show everybody. Look at your credit card receipt. In the real world, is this real? Come on, keep it going. Isn't late stage capitalism so funny? All right. Very good. Very good. Yay. Give it up for our participants, and thank you. They will be putting on laughter yoga. Just kidding. Just kidding. I won't volunteer you for that. How do we feel? Silly. Anybody annoyed? Silly, annoyed. That's okay too. Good to all of it, however you feel after pretend laughing or real laughing or a mixture of both. Sojourner Truth said, I will not allow the light of my life to be determined by the darkness around me. I will not allow the light of my life to be determined by the darkness around me. There are so many hard things happening right now all around us, big and small. The hard things of everyday life and the unnecessarily hard things put on us by the people in power who choose to cause so many of us harm. The light in our lives can come from many places. Play can just be one of them. Whatever brings you light, we need more of it. This week I'm going to watch as my oldest graduates from 5th grade, says goodbye to her beloved elementary school, and starts her transition into middle school, a moment that is both hard and sweet. The following day, we pick up the kids from their last day of school, and summer break officially begins. Long days of play are ahead for all of us. Going to camp, riding bikes in the street till the sun goes down, night swimming in the pool, in the slow laziness of a hot summer day. Play is an antidote to patriarchy and all of its sibling social ills. Creativity is a time-tested way to push back against oppression. Go out and find something that brings you joy, inspires play, connects you to creativity, or just makes you laugh. May the energy and levity that play and laughter brings carry you through the darkness of this moment. We determine what happens next by the light we carry. May it be so. I Believe in Fathering by Evan Carville Zemmer. I believe in fathering. I believe in the radical idea that men have the full human capacity to nurture. Hair bows and baseballs, cooking and creativity, tools and tiaras, camping and dancing, snuggles and shrieks of delight. Too many fathers don't believe in their own fathering. Too many are scarred by their own fathers to hear their heart say otherwise. Too many have known fathers who, faced with a quivering lip and tears, could only say, "Man up." Too many have known fathers who knew only yelling and hitting. Too many have known fathers who lost sight of their sacred role of protector and became tormentor. But I believe in fathering. When a human being gestates and gives birth, their brain changes permanently. A father's brain changes permanently too. Changes as he rocks his baby to sleep, delights in baby games, and soothes bumps and bruises. A father earns his new neurobiology. In a world where too many mothers hand their co-parent directions more specific than those given to their babysitter, where a father out with his kids is asked, "Are you babysitting?" and "Where's mom?" Where fathers are the punchline. I believe in fathering. I believe in the radical idea that men have the full human capacity to nurture. Whether their children come through birth, adoption, or fostering, through scouts, sports, Sunday school, or youth group, I've known too many gay dads, too many single fathers, too many men raising children others couldn't to believe otherwise. I believe we all, especially our children, deserve to know that the human capacity to nurture belongs to every one of us. I believe in fathering.